Hi everyone, Kieran Brown here, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about how you can lose 20 pounds whilst working an office job. So who's this video for? It's for men who want to lose body fat. They work a sedentary job, which just means like you're not moving around a lot. You're probably just sitting in a chair at a desk all day, or maybe you're just like driving. You feel like you lack time. You feel tired in the mornings, and you have no energy in the evenings. So what we'll choose the biggest needle movers for fat loss, and we'll aim to work it around your job and your current schedule. And then I'll give an example schedule at the end to show you how it can all fit together. So choosing the needle movers, we want to choose the activities that have the biggest impact for the minimum amount of effort. So I've got there the 80-20 principle. I'm sure you're well aware of it already. So a good starting point for fat loss, in my opinion, is to get 10,000 steps in every day. This takes around an hour and a half, depending on how quickly you walk. And I'll caveat that this isn't necessarily an hour and a half of like going for a walk. Like during your normal day, whilst you're working and moving about, you'll probably do a few thousand steps like anyway. So yeah, it won't take an hour and a half of actual walks, but probably maybe an hour. Next is fasting for 4 hours. Fasting for 4 hours after waking up. So I think this is a good idea because it means that you can save calories for later in the day. I found from personal experience that whether I have breakfast or not, I'm still hungry at lunchtime. So I think it makes more sense to fast the first 4 hours after you wake up, which with the tips I'm going to give later on, makes it super easy. And then you can have more for your lunch and your dinner, and it will make it far easier to be in that calorie deficit required to lose weight. And third, there is to have a high protein breakfast. So that's the first meal of the day. So after you've done your 4 or 5 hour fast, you want a high protein breakfast, partly because it's very satiating, like it fills you up more than if you were to have like a very carby breakfast. And also we want to try and maintain as much muscle as possible. And in order to do that in a calorie deficit, we need to get a sufficient amount of protein, at least, 0.8 grams per pound of body weight per day. And a bonus there is resistance training. Like I just mentioned, we want to try and maintain as much muscle as possible and not lose too much of it. So resistance training in the gym, lifting weights, working the muscles will really help to achieve that. And you might have some other forms of exercise which you enjoy, and that will be part of your fat loss journey. You might play a sport, you might like going to classes, doing running, and you also might want to incorporate a special type of diet, whether you want to go for like one meal a day or you want to go for like a carnivore or keto diet. You want to be whatever methods you choose. You want to try and mold it around your workday. And that's what we're going to talk about now: is working all this around your job. These tasks which we've identified, which are going to be the biggest needle movers for losing fat loss. We want to fit that around our job so that it becomes easy and almost just like automatic. We just do these things every day, not having to think about them. So with the 10K steps, what I used to do is I used to split it up into 3 walks. So I'd go for a walk before work, like as soon as I get up. I created a route that was maybe like 20 minutes, I think. If you're just starting out and you're not sure how far to walk, and like how long a 20-minute walk, like the distance will be, what you can do is as soon as you leave your house, just put a 10-minute timer on your phone, and then as soon as that comes up, as soon as that goes off, wherever you are, you just turn around and do the exact same route back. So then it's guaranteed to be 20 minutes, and then you'll figure out which routes will last that long, and then you can just do the same routes every day. Same for lunch and after work. So each walk was around 20 minutes each. So if you break it up into chunks, like I found that easier. And then with the after work walk, I just made a promise to myself. I was like, all right, I'm not allowed to go home until I finished like the 10K steps. So it would either be, on the way home from work, I would, go to the woods or wherever where I used to walk, and or it would be after a gym session. And then once I've done that, then I'll be able to go home. Once you go home, um, in my experience anyway, it makes it a lot more difficult to like get back outside again and finish the steps off. Have a tracker to obviously track your steps, because if you don't have one, then you don't know when you're going to reach the 10K mark. I literally just use my phone, just have my phone in my pocket, and I used the Steps app. It was really good. I mean, you can use the normal step counter like on your phone, like that's absolutely fine as well. Or if you have like a wearable watch, like a Fitbit or something like that, that tracks steps, then that's great as well. Something which I didn't do but might help you, especially if you're just starting out, is recording the data. So just having like something visual on the wall. Maybe you've got like the 30 days of the month, and each time you hit your 10K steps, you just put a tick in it. Or if you're doing it on like on your computer, on like a Excel sheet or something, you can just like mark it green, something like that, just to try and keep you accountable. Also, ask yourself if you can walk or cycle to work. Um, it's such an easy way to build like exercise around your job. And if you're able to, then you can kill two birds with one stone, because you're gonna have to go to work anyway. So yeah, just ask yourself if you can walk. I would say, for me personally, anything under like 30 minutes, I would definitely walk. If it was a bit longer than that, then maybe I'd consider using a bike if it's flat enough. So the picture there on the right is an example of one of my trips to work. So you can see bottom left, it's a 36-minute walk according to Google Maps. So Google Maps walking pace, 36 minutes. I could easily do that in under half an hour. And then the other option there is the bike, which takes 9 minutes. And luckily, this route was very flat, so if I was in a rush, then I could bike it. And take into account the climate as well. I know in a lot of places, at certain times of year, there's a lot of rain, or it's very cold. What I've been doing in the places I walk to work, um, and when I haven't had a car, is I've basically worn a like spare pair of trousers. So I obviously have my coat to protect me from my top half, and then I just bring a change of trousers with me to work, and then once I get to work, then I'll just change. So you know, obviously, if it's raining, then you can take the car, but try to walk as much as possible if it's around like 30 minutes or less. as I was mentioning, fasting for the first 4 hours of the day is one of the big needle movers. You basically just add 4 hours to the time you wake up, and that's when your feeding window can start. The two things which help to make this super, super easy is sparkling water and some form of caffeine. I personally use the Pro Plus tablets, which you can see on the right. I don't drink coffee, so each one of those tablets has like 50 milligrams, sorry, of caffeine. So you can take, anywhere between 1 and probably 8 of those per day, but you don't want to take them too late in the day because it will affect your sleep. But yeah, buying a week's worth of these sparkling water bottles, I'd say minimum of about 750 ml, and just keep them like at work by your desk in like a cupboard and a drawer. And then every morning, like when you're getting into work, just have that bottle of sparkling water to hand, and that will help to fill you up. Especially sparkling water, I found is more satiating, more filling than still water, but you can play around with it. And then the caffeine is to give you an energy boost, because we're not getting the energy from eating like we usually would when we're eating breakfast. So it helps, yeah, just to give you a bit of energy to get you through that first 4 or 5 hours. So this is an example of my schedule from a year or two ago, maybe. So I'd wake up around 7. I'd weigh myself every morning. I still do that today. 7:10, I'd go out for a walk. As I was saying earlier, it's around 20 minutes. And then I'd get back at 7:30, get ready for work, leave for work about 8:15. When I was working that particular job, it was too far to walk. It would have probably been around an hour and a half to walk, and to cycle, it was very hilly. Like it was like up on the moors. So I didn't really fancy cycling it, to be honest. So it was just over a 10-minute drive. So I'd leave for work at 8:15 to start work at 8:30, and then that would be the 1.5 hour period. So I don't like to have caffeine within an hour and a half of waking up. So at 8:30, that was the point where I can then take the caffeine. And then at 11 or 12 o'clock, so 4 or 5 hours after waking up, that's when you can break the fast and have your first meal, the high protein meal. And then I'd finish work at 5. And then I'd either go to the gym or go home after work. I'd always go for a walk before I went home. So that's either straight after work if I wasn't training, or it would be after the gym. I'd do that third walk. I forgot to put in here actually, at lunchtime at work, I would go for like the second walk of the day, again around 20 minutes. And then, yeah, once I got home, around like quarter to 6 or like quarter to 7, depending if I went to the gym. The 10,000 steps would have been done. I would have fasted that day, and I'd have enough calories left to have a big meal in the evening, and that would fill me up. So I'd never go to bed hungry, but I would be in that calorie deficit still. So in summary, choose the biggest needle movers. They're the activities that will make the biggest difference in fat loss. You don't need many, honestly, just like 2 to 4, and fit them around your work schedule, so it makes it easy, and just get into a routine and just do the same things every day, same walking routes, eating the same foods at the same time, all this, and yeah, just do the same things at the same time each work day. So thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you want to see some more videos like this, then subscribe. If you want some extra help beyond these videos, click the first link in the description, and it will take you to a page where you can book a call to speak to me and we can talk about your journey. And if I feel like I can help you, then we can work together to help you achieve your goals. So yeah, that's everything. Thanks very much for watching.